boy. Says Vader. We're back at it again with... Wait for it.
Danganronpa.
Danganronpa. This is part 27, finally. Like, I said I was going to do part 27 this day. I want to try to finish this if I can, or get as close as to the final as possible in this day, on this day. It's going to take me a while, but I'm going to do it. So, let's get into this. I believe here. So where we last left off, we were surviving in a trash place. The trash pit, I believe. We need to look for clues, is what I was trying to do. Okay. Looks like an airplane. Is that an airplane? Or something like that wind up in the school's garbage bin. And that looks like a tank, for some reason. There's more than one plane I can by the way. There's the desk. This is a desk. It's probably the one that fell down here with me. Why is it tipped over? When we last saw it, you were sleeping on it. You could probably use that to... Wait. That's a rocket and a tank? Ooh, there were tanks. I better not think too much about what I'm seeing down here. Okay. It's locked. Yeah. No matter how many times I pushed or pulled or kicked it it didn't budge. Getting out of here isn't going to be that easy. Well, if I'm not going to get out of here anytime soon, I've decided to look around for some food. There's plenty of food down here, but it's all rotten. But that was pointless too. Next, I search for some water. Okay, be sure which liquids I can drink and which ones are an all-around bad idea. Again, pointless. I feel like I'm blocked on all sides. But that's still not enough reason to give up because I'm still alive. As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up. After making that proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was go to sleep. My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. That was my only way to preserve what little strength I had left, after not being able to eat or drink. I can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had have to pass. And all I did was sleep and sleep. It was like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out of the sky. However, what fell from the sky wasn't a sign. Not exactly. Oh. Something fell? What the? The strange sound pierced my silent isolation, jarring me awake. As I watched, the pile of garbage jostled and formed into a loud shake. Did something fall down over there? Something fell from above? What could it have been? It's trash. Did a giant piece of trash just fall down here? I carefully stretched my hand out toward whatever it was that had tumbled down here with me.
Just a second.
Oh. It's Kyoko. She came to rescue us. Giant piece of trash. How rude. Before she even emerged from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was.
It smells awful.
Oh no, we're just having a little... It's not so bad. The couple noodles in there. Kyoko!
Indeed.
You look like you are doing much. You're doing better than I expected. What are you doing here?
So...
Isn't it obvious I'm here to help you? I'm glad to hear that, Kyoko. You got a bit of garbage in here. She gave her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash, then faced me again.
Hey,
First, I have something for you. Go ahead and eat it. We can talk once you finish. Thank you. I snatched the bread and water that she was holding out for me. Within seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way towards my stomach. That hit the spot. Now I've got all the energy I need to keep going. So you still haven't given up then? Of course not. After all, the fact that I can keep going forward is about all I'm good at.
hmm?
Well, that's not such a bad thing to be good at. Okay. But Kyoko, why'd you come to rescue me?
So,
To pay a debt. Or to atone. Atone?
you...
During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. So you knew what I knew.
Indeed.
But even though I knew, I did nothing to help you.
I...
Abandoned you. Don't say that. You didn't abandon me. No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me, and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you.
However...
But listen, not that I'm trying to make excuses, but there was a reason that I had to survive, no matter the cost. Why did you have to survive?
It's true.
I'll tell you everything. The reason I had to survive
In other words...
is so that I can do what I came here to do at this school. What? I made up my mind to come to Hope Speak Academy for one very important reason. Can you tell us already? Can you stop talking and actually tell us? So you have a reason for coming to Hope Speak?
Indeed.
That's right. At least I did once. Once? Until recently I've forgotten what it was. God, but that... I don't have no memory of what my purpose was. No memory? That's impossible. Amnesia? Then, is it really true? You lost your memory?
Makoto.
Do you remember, Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at the school? The first thing. You're talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted and I woke up. I was trapped here.
That's right.
I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed something strange, a feeling of separation within myself, a disconnect.
It would
Thinking
seem...
back on it now, at that point, my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to this school, and I couldn't remember my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that?
Hey,
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. Are you saying you think you lost your memory because...
indeed.
I don't think. I'm positive it was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory. But why would they do that? There's only one reason I can come up with. Because of my purpose and my ability. Somehow, they would interfere with the mastermind's plans. The mastermind just stole them from you?
However...
And it could also mean somehow my memories may be connected to the mystery of the school and the mastermind, which is why I have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things on my own this whole time. But if what you say is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us to help?
Why is that?
If I did that, we all work as one. The mastermind will know us right away. Plus, there's always a chance the mastermind is actually one of us. What?
Correct.
No, don't make too big deal of it. It's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? The mastermind is one of us. If she believed that, then of course she didn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it only makes sense that she would look into her missing memory by herself.
However...
That being said, there was a limit to what I can do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. But why me? Because among everyone, you were the least likely to be the mastermind. That was just intuition, but... I see. Your intuition right, though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind.
I... understand.
Get the fuck out of here, Dream.
I should understand everything. My goal isn't to get its...
It's that same bullshit memory that or dream that I've got from that weird experience when being attacked in my own room when I was sick. It's just like the dream I had before, but why did that just happen?
Listen.
Are you okay? Oh yeah, it's nothing. It is nothing, right?
Hey.
Even now, I still trust you, you know? It's just I'm not used to relying on others.
Correct.
I know I never asked you for help right away, so I understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced. I think that's just her personality. Well, you said you had a reason for doing all this investigating on your own, so how'd that turn out? Were you able to remember anything?
So...
I think there's still a lot I don't remember, but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. Your purpose and your ability. Let's do it. You mentioned your ability? My ability, what everyone should have known me for. I'm the ultimate detective. Yep. Should have known. You were able to search bodies and be able to determine everything. So, yeah, ultimate detective.
Correct.
And the reason I came to Hope's Peak Academy, there was someone I had to find here in the school. You had to find someone? Who?
So...
Well, it was the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. Headmaster? Why did you want to find the headmaster? Because he's my father. What?
In other words...
I was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak. Your dad is Hope's Peak headmaster? And that explains. An alter ego told us he thought the headmaster was involved.
Huh?
No matter what.
No matter what?
So,
Whenever I hear that line, whatever it takes, I think of Endgame or frickin' the Avengers. Like the trailer or some sort. Like my memory hadn't come back at that point, but when he said that, I felt strange. It makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him. That makes sense.
However...
But listen, Nicole, I want to make this perfectly clear so there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster was in the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said what I felt, based on what I'd seen, when I snuck into the headmaster's room. Then what did you see in there?
So...
The room had been ransacked. The shelves were a mess. Desk drawers dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been in there. You mean the mastermind, right?
It's true.
That was my assumption, yes. To confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I found. But why there? Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. This is some kind of map?
Indeed.
He said there were 2 things missing. That's more than 2 things. Bruh, Monokuma freaking know how to count. It's a layout of the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room, along with Mukuro's profile and that key. The map showed the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time. And I figured the headmaster would have had some kind of private room there. I assumed that if that was true, that room would most likely hold more clues, so I went to check.
Correct.
And that's when I finally remembered. I remembered my purpose was to find the owner of that room. So you went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room?
However...
But once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of the dorms did have a cameras monitor. So what is that like? Part of the school, I mean. It's hard to describe. All I can say is... The moment I saw it, I realized whatever's going on in the school is more horrific than we ever imagined. What do you mean?
So...
I can't explain it. You need to see it for yourself, and I'm sure you'll get a chance soon enough. It sounds like it must be important. And really ominous. Okay.
However,
Of course, once I got to the second floor of the dorms, there were no cameras, there were no monitors. Which is why I had no idea what was going on in the rest of the building. It has to do with Mukuro Igasaba, doesn't it?
however,
Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either. I know you're right. But that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi, so who did kill her?
anyway,
What I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Mukuro Ikusaba was to get me killed. Get me killed.
indeed,
I stole that key and disappeared. And in retaliation, they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me.
correct,
That was the point of the class trial. It was? The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. You mean because of the school regulations?
that's right.
Exactly. Yep.
In other words,
The mastermind is adamant about following the rules. And with that the rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't have killed me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules? That makes it sound like the mastermind themselves is somehow bound by the school regulations.
hey,
There's one other thing that I'd like to point out about the murder of Mukuro Igasaba. What's that? There was a point where Mukuro may have not become the victim. It could have been you, Makoto. It could have been... I could have become the victim?
indeed,
You know what I'm talking about, right? Do you mean... Oh, shit. During the night?
I
could hear them, you know. The footsteps of God. What? Kyoko, we're supposed to solve mysteries, not freaking smoke a ton of crack. I mean, freaking... What? Yeah, Makoto. You're thinking the same exact bullshit I can hear the god of death as he moves. The ability naturally draws me towards cases, just like this.
anyway,
This is exactly what happened to you. What, you have spidey sense? You can sense danger before it happens? Sense something's about to hit you before it happens? You know what's weird about Spider-Man's spidey sense? I want to know how fast Spider-Man's spidey sense reacts to stuff. Like, does it work faster than bullets or any type of speed? Like, is it faster, like, picture it this way. Like, think of, like, if you think about, think of this scenario. If there were a speedster going against Spider-Man, like, who would you think would win? Because his spidey sense allows him to detect danger before it even arrives, right? Or hits him. So would that mean it's faster than speed? Or any type of speed for that matter? Maybe light? That means Spider-Man must move faster than anything. That is a question for the internet or something. I don't know. Or maybe I'm just dumb. I probably should be searching this shit up. Okay. Maybe there's information. Okay. I was in the dorms and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell. Wait, did I? And I saw the white shadow across the corridor. White shadow? Since when are a white shadow? How can you see a... What is the white shadow? I mean... A shadow can't be different color, right? I'm pretty sure. That's weird. Shadows are only like dark. That's what I don't get either. Okay. It gave chase right away. As I followed it, I saw the shadow go into your room.
correct,
I ran into your room and I saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
however,
That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to whoever the master assassin was. They ended up dead.
Correct.
And their murder was disguised. And the dojo key wound up in my room. It all has to be the work of the mastermind. They attempt to use the class trial to eliminate me. So all this would mean whoever killed Muko is also the mastermind,
Indeed.
right? I don't have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. But that's really bad if it's true. I mean, it means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, but doesn't that create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the class trial to kill you. Try and kill you, because they couldn't intervene, right?
Correct.
You're right. That is a contradiction. And it's not just Mukuro. They need the class trial to kill me, but seem ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction. So what does it all mean?
In other words,
It means the mastermind is the one who's been cornered. Huh?
Makoto.
Just a little bit more. A little more and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the other ultimate despair. The other ultimate despair? There's no doubt Mukuro was the ultimate despair and that she's dead. But I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not?
Indeed.
If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems implicated. Whoever caused that event. You're
That's
talking
right.
about what happened a year ago, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. A tragedy. Whoever is responsible for that, they are the ultimate
It
despair.
would seem...
That despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. Then they're,
Indeed.
make no mistake, they're the root of all evil that has forced us to go through this. That is the ultimate despair. And that is our real enemy. Oh! This was still chapter 5! Now it's the end. Okay. 6 people alive. Now we kind of know our enemy. So that means we need to figure out who the freaking mastermind is. You receive Dream Island rocket present. Okay. The ultimate despair. A group of people who caused the tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally been revealed. Right now,
Anyway,
we need to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Makuma secret tool that you got from the headmaster?
indeed.
Of course I do. It's an absolutely vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I would never part with it. And it can open any door in the store, right?
That's right.
That's right. And we should be able to open it by use on that door, right? So do it. Hey, Kyoko, can we use...
It's true.
Let's find out. Kyoko took out the key. If it doesn't work, we would be stuck in here forever, and nobody would be able to come rescue us. That would just suck. Like, you're relying on luck right now. Because there's always a chance that that key doesn't open every door. And yet, it does. Because of course the story continues, so it has to unlock it. It's obvious. Yes, it worked.
Indeed.
And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. Finally. We were finally free. But there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief. Because the real fight had just begun. Chapter 6. The ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair, ultimate execution, ultimate death. Deadly life. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up to the tunnel, into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on researching the surface. Reaching the surface, not researching. Okay. Avert your eyes, people. I know where you're looking at. Don't look at there. if you're not old enough. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. It climbed into darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. I had no idea we were so far down.
Hey.
Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. But now that you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off it. So Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. You said you were the ultimate detective, right? How long have you been doing detective work? How long?
So...
Ever since I can remember. I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family's always seen it that way. Then, is your family famous?
Wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. Huh? But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So...
Right.
Because we take pride in it. Pride?
Indeed.
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, you have to stand separate from the rest of society, which is why we made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. Conceal? Conscious effort?
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational, but it's our family creed, and we do what we must do to protect it. Because, like I said, it's our source of pride. Pride. So that explains. Before I came, when I was looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her. But she hid herself on purpose to protect pride of her family.
However...
And yet, I gave up some of that pride. Huh?
In
order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, it was because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that.
What?
Reconnect? I have absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh? But you'd be reuniting all those years, right? You would have had so much to talk about.
Wrong.
There's nothing I want to talk to my father about.
However...
There's something I want to say to him, though. What?
No
matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. What is it?
So...
I want to sever all ties with him. Sever? The last time I saw him, I was still very young, so I don't remember myself. You don't remember yourself? But apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in the line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He's talented. He had a promising future.
However...
But he had no interest in detective work, so he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died, and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather, and they had a huge argument, and young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
Right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family's name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had a chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. So I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that. What she might have been feeling. All I could do was tell that she was... Oh, all I can tell was that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative and more emotional. I don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not
However,
true. There's one thing that I can never forgive. Really?
So...
The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing.
However...
But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as a little girl who's abandoned by a father. That's how they see me, even to this day. This shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow.
Correct.
That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family. In order to sell the past. In order to remove him from my life forever. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family, to just come out like that?
Wrong.
Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. Are we connected by heart and soul? No.
Hey.
Is blood really enough to call someone family? Only connected by blood, not by heart or soul? I was so shocked to hear her say something like that. I didn't know how to respond, so instead, I said nothing. I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence, and after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. Here we go. I don't see Kyoko though. Is she way behind? Hey Kyoko, are you down there? Looks like this is it.
Indeed.
Oh, she echoed. Oh, I'm on the other side of the sword. On the other side of the sword, Hope's Peak is waiting for us. We're back.
That's right.
Remember the hatch and ground near the trash room? I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without too much trouble. Oh, here goes nothing. I reached my right hand and pushed up against the hatch. Here we go. The hatch opened with ease, and so we're back. Looks like we're back.
Whew.
I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we were out of there. Now we're back at Hope's Peak Academy. Joker, thank you. I never would have gotten out of there without you. No fix necessary, I was just returning the favor. So, now what? You're picky. So now what do you do? I'm glad we didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out, I'm worried about you too. You helped me, so they might...
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah, of course.
So then...
Then let's just get a concrete answer. Huh?
In other words...
Let's ask Makima if there's a problem with you escaping. Wait, that's...
However...
If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time until we're found out. It's not like we can run away. As she said that, she pointed to nearby surveillance camera. So you're saying rather than just stressing out over getting caught, we should just give her up now? Don't worry. What you think is going to happen isn't.
Because
the mastermind is the one that's ensnared. The mastermind is ensnared. You said something like that before. What does that mean?
So...
The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Mukuro's death. There was a moment where the mastermind let down their guard. There was?
Right.
If we can talk to Makima, we can confirm it. And it will be better for us to go... if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. I'm still a little, super uneasy about this. But we don't have the choice, do we?
Indeed.
Makima should be in
Shall
the
we
gym.
go?
Let's get going. Okay, let's go. Time to go, guys. Here we go.
Well now, well now, well
Hey,
now,
hey,
well
hey,
now.
Hey. Kyoko, I don't mind so much.
I don't believe
But
it!
Makoto's supposed to be dead. What's he doing here? That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Are we really going to be okay?
Boom, boom.
You were supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you?
What?
So what if I did? What will you do?
Shing!
If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule. So now I'm gonna have to
Making
punish you
me
again.
angry!
And this time I won't leave anything to chance. Kyoko.
Right.
Do whatever you feel you have to. What?
However,
But before you do, let me just say one thing.
now,
If you
if...
execute Miko, that means you lose. Not that it matters to you, right?
Huh?
Huh? I lose?
Hey!
You, explain yourself. What do you mean I lose?
Because...
Well, you said the latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted the excuse to kill me.
In other words,
I was supposed to be chosen as Blackened, and then executed, right? Hey, what are you talking about?
however,
But then Makoto chose to overlook my lie. Your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that.
right,
And in response to that unexpected development,
indeed.
you reacted by claiming Makoto the Blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation. No, more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well. Ooh, Monokuma feels threatened by me? Sweet.
However,
But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery, alter ego. You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to our aid even after you killed it.
am I wrong?
Now here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Muko. You did.
Listen to me.
So executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the Blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? So, and that means I lose? You talk a big game, you're saying the Blackened is me and not Makoto?
Well?
And you can prove this, right?
Well,
No, I can't. Don't just say it like that. What is this, a comedy routine? To make such a bold claims without a shred of evidence?
that doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now, but with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some.
That's right.
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there's only one absolute truth.
Boom, boom.
And now you're trying to talk like you're some kind of famous detective type?
Because...
If Makoto really was the killer, he would have never come to you willing like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. You would have tried to run and hide. You would have been gripped by the despair you so love to inspire.
However,
But here we are confronting you with nothing but our hope in our hearts.
What the heck?
And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence?
indeed.
It's not you I'm trying to convince.
Hey,
If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Huh?
indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what we said is exactly right.
Listen to me.
Despair can never kill hope.
Hey,
Of course you can say we're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. If you want to earn our despair fair and square,
that's what we have to do.
then I suggest you take my advice. So what is this advice of yours?
It's true.
To do Muko's trial over again. Only this time, you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial.
It's time for one last showdown. One final battle between hope in despair. Hey,
Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? A fair trial, one last showdown. In other words, this would be our chance to expose the true identity of Mukuro's killer and the mastermind of the mastermind themselves. For what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'll probably just execute me without another word. Interesting.
Barrett!
Very interesting. Barry?
What's wrong?
I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. So time for bear jokes. Please don't. Oh, god damn it. Now what you suggested might be plausible. I'm not doing these bear puns. Fuck that. Might be possible, but it would certainly make for one honey of a climax. I don't know the word for it. Okay.
in other words,
Does that mean you accept?
You guys!
If you do things your way, that'll be enough to convince your interviewers, right? It would cause you the unbearable despair, right? Then P. Baird to agree to your terms. I guess I am doing the bear puns. Will your hope win out, or will my despair claim victory?
I can barely contain
Let's have one
myself!
final grisly showdown. He agreed, and we still have a shot at this.
Barrett!
But this is a long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the kill is barely a fitting end.
You guys!
So with the final face-off, you'll have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. All the mysteries? That's right, every last mystery that's pawing around school. If you can do that,
I can barely contain
then that'll be
myself!
enough to qualify as a victory for you.
it's true.
That's what we've been trying to do all along. Okay, well, good. Then let's bear it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Mukuro's death and solve the mysteries of his
You
soul,
guys!
then you win. But if you can't do all that, well, face execution, right? I could barely contain my excitement when you learn the whole truth. What kind of despair will you show me? Very excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to me.
When we uncover every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? I honestly can't believe how this all turned out.
Hey,
But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when the cholesterol is held.
What's wrong?
I remember that for sure. For sure. Oh, I get. Fur, as in bear fur. So what?
hey,
I just want to confirm that is what you said, right? And it's true. That's a true statement. You don't have to be so suspicious. I've said before, but bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulations, and having a trial for Mukuro is no exception to that. Huh? Mukuro's trial is no exception. It's part of the regulations, which would have to mean that whoever killed Mukuro. It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. Finally, no puns. I'm sure I told you this already, but the killing game began with 60 participants, all of them high school students, and the only people to take a single step in hook since the killing game began are those 16 students. What?
listen.
Are you telling the truth? Why do you go quiet all of a sudden?
Now I'm
done talking.
really
I got nothing
angry!
left to say to you. So get lost, will ya? Why so mad? He seems emotionally unstable.
Hey!
Leave me alone, get out of here. Okay, I'm going. Really gonna let me go? I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting it ready. Super duper extra special punishment, overflowing with despair.
Hey,
Come on, Miko, let's go. Okay. Malcolm's unstable laughter seemingly to cling to us as we walked away. And just like that, we were out of the gym. Okay. I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still had my life, and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out better than I expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you.
However,
Don't fake me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. Yeah, true. But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal. But honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they?
so,
They had no choice but to accept.
because...
It's all because of the one moment that the mastermind let down the guard, like I said. So, when was it the mastermind let down their guard?
So,
I wasn't there to hear myself, but do you remember what the mastermind said? They said they hijacked the airwaves to broadcast our school life to outside world life. Yeah, they definitely said that.
listen.
And what do you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? But I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airwaves seems unbelievable.
Indeed.
You don't exactly read about something like that happening very often. So it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off.
However,
And yet somehow the mastermind was able to do it.
in other words,
But think of it another way. There must have been some reason why they had to do something that difficult. A reason?
so,
They had to show the world something, no matter the cost. They cost us killing each other. They wanted to show the world.
it would seem...
Mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anyone.
In other words,
The mastermind ultimate goal wasn't to make us kill each other. So the mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world. But why?
correct.
To prove a point, most likely. Prove a point.
Hey,
The outside world has a name for the students of Hope's Peak, right? A certain concept. They're talking about hope, right?
that's right.
And for those of us who represent hope to kill each other and sink into that despair, the mastermind wants the world to see that and try to prove that despair is better than hope. That's their goal as the ultimate despair. What? You want to prove that despair is better than hope? But that's ridiculous.
It's true.
You're right. It is ridiculous, completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. But is that really their own reason for making the rest of us suffer?
Makoto.
I know how angry it must make you, and yet that same motivation is what led to the mastermind revealing their weakness.
In other words,
Because their goal to broadcast the killing game to the world. The mastermind has had to be more particular than is reasonable about their own regulations. If the mastermind simply ignored their rules, this would have been a game, but one-sided slaughter.
at the very least,
That's how those who were watching this would have seen it. And that's why the mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves.
indeed.
That's the precisely the reason. No matter how much they may hate what I'm doing, I haven't noticed a violation, a single one of the regulations. Junko broke the rules, so she was punished, but in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me.
Right.
So instead, they tried to use the class trial following all their proper rules to get me killed. They began a trial that didn't have the right answer, then made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't work.
It's true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. And when that fact was exposed on live TV to the entire outside world, the mastermind had to accept your suggestion.
Indeed.
To prove that the world, that despair is better than hope.
In other words.
Okay, I'm skipping some of this.
However.
I'm sorry.
Wrong.
She made a bet and she won. Okay. Okay, we need to...
However. Correct.
Okay.
Hey.
Okay, here we go. I'm reading this though. But before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True, but now we know who our real enemy is. All we have to do is work together with everyone to destroy the master. Work together with everyone.
However.
Is that really possible? Huh?
Anyway,
right now we need to find the others.
Shall we go?
They'll probably be in the dorms somewhere. Let's go. Okay, let's go. I know where they are, so I'm not gonna waste time. They're not in dorms. So let's go to the area where they're all gathered. If I remember. Right in here. And suddenly we were greeted with... I don't know. You again? Is he broken? I suppose his emotional instability reached its limit. I know. Jeez, what the heck?
However.
I wonder what that was about. I can't help let out a sigh of relief. I still don't know what that was about. That was probably the most curious thing ever. I know who this is. This is Hina. Ah.
Is that Makoto?
You guys!
It is! There's no two ways about it. That's Makoto!
Look at Yashihiro. Look at his stance. He looks like he's going Super Saiyan. Ah! Like Vegeta. You know Vegeta's stance or Goku's where they're going all like powering up? That's totally the stance of a Super Saiyan.
Huh? You survived?
Jeez. You're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that? I'm just asking to make sure, but you're not a ghost, right?
Everyone was there. All my friends who had struggled together and survived. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up.
What?
Wait, what's that smell?
What the heck?
Yeah, man, that seriously stinks. Ah, it's Makoto. He smells like a wet dog. Go away. Go away. Shoo. Shoo. And in a flash, my teeth got out. I still can't believe he survived. Yeah, me neither. You realize why is he escaped execution? It was alter ego. He saved my life.
That's right.
Not too many people can say they had their lives saved by a computer program. I imagine it was a learning experience for you.
Yo!
Go, what was it like hanging out in the spirit world? I didn't go to the spirit world.
You know?
Did you get to talk to her? Who? It's Cleo. No, I didn't get to talk to her. I mean, I didn't go to the spirit world. I mean, who the heck is Miss Cleo? Even I don't know. Okay. So what have you guys been doing while it's gone? Well, we figured since the class trial was over, we'd had access to new places again. And no dice, all the rooms that were locked before were still locked. So there weren't any new areas. Then where can we find new clues? You stink. Are you rotten?
I'm
Rotten
telling
physically,
you!
mentally, heavyweight you can be, Ron. Sorry, I was rolling around in garbage a lot. This smell is so smelly. As Sumiko, you smell even worse than me. Way worse than me. I win. She seems happy for some reason. Okay.
Makoto.
There's no time to indulge in extended happy reunion. Can you explain to everyone what happened with Makuma?
Yes.
Explain what? Was it okay that you're here? What if the mastermind catches you?
It's true.
That's related to what we have to tell you all. I need to tell you all about the last class trial. Last class trial?
In other words,
We're going to redo Mukuro's trial.
Huh?
What? Seriously?
How about that?
What's the point of me doing it? Makoto killed her, right? No, I didn't do it. Like I keep telling you.
wrong.
Makoto is a killer. And of course it's not me or any of you. Then who is it?
I see.
What she's saying is it's all the work of the mastermind.
Huh?
What? Are you saying the mastermind killed Mukuro?
That's right.
That's right. It was all an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time and did what he had to do to stop it. I think that was to do. It says to. Oh god.
However,
But his decision meant that he would be the one to die.
What did you say?
You spotted the trap? Did you, Makoto? You make it sound like it was easy. I just, you know.
however,
But executing Makoto, who wasn't blackened, is a clear violation of the school regulations. The rules state that only the blackened is to be executed by the mastermind. The mastermind broke their own rules. Which is why I went to negotiate with them to have the trial one last time.
Huh?
And the mastermind agreed? Does that mean they really did break rules? They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain the leverage you needed, didn't you?
correct.
Very observant of you.
Naturally.
I recall what you said at the end of the very last trial. When you said now it's the mastermind that's ensnared, that's what you were referring to.
Don't be mean!
Hey, I'm totally in the dark here. Well, anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it again later. So knowing all of this, what do we do now?
About that.
It's about who killed Muko, right? So our job is to expose the mastermind? But there's more to it than that, correct? Yeah. For us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school. Every last mystery? But we've been looking around all this time, and we still don't know anything, right?
Anyway,
You probably already guessed it. But if we lose this time, everyone dies.
Oh no!
Everyone!
I hate you.
Hey, who said you can agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? I'm fine with things the way they are. I'm fine with living here forever with Master. I, meanwhile, want to get out of here as soon as possible.
Anyway,
Anyway, we need, at this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth. In other
Interesting.
words, one decisive final battle. A rather interesting development, I'd say. But figuring out who the mastermind is and how they killed Muko and all the school's mysteries, it's a pretty tall freaking order. But maybe, but this time the trial is different. Now we know who our enemy is now. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve all those mysteries. I'm not so sure about that. Huh?
I
can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone. You can't agree? Why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries.
indeed.
That's what I thought too at first. Until Marakuma gave us that little hint of his hint. There's only 16 students are in the school, so
I see.
Marakuma said that, did he? And Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable. Huh? But why?
So, in other
The
words...
mastermind really is the one who killed Mukuro, as Kyoko says. The mastermind would have had set foot onto the school, right? Makuma could probably murder Mukuro, but there's no way he could have disguised that scene
In
like
other
that.
words...
But according to Makuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope's are the 16 students who have been taking part in the killing game. Then the mastermind is... There were 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning. Had Mukuro, and you get 16. The mastermind would have to be one of them.
That's right.
And of those 16 people we start out with, the only ones still alive are the people staying right here. Need I continue, or do you need to get out?
What?
Saying the mastermind is one of us?
No way!
You can't be serious. Wait, we can't say that for sure. That's true yet. Makuma might have just said that all to confuse us.
Indeed.
Certainly a possibility, but only one among many. The mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. And that is one possibility we can't ignore. Yeah, I mean, they're the ultimate, right? The ultimate despair? They're an ultimate, right? The ultimate despair? So they must be a high schooler. You can't say it's not possible, but if one of us was the mastermind, they have to be controlling Makuma somehow, right? But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Makuma is activated?
Well,
Maybe they snuck off. They controlled him in secret.
but...
I don't care how sneaky you are, we will have been able to know someone sneaking off that many times.
I'm right?
Maybe Makuma was on autopilot. Maybe they loaded up all dialogue and actions beforehand. In that case, there's no way he would have had all those back and forth conversations with us. That's true. Well, it would be entirely impossible if they directed the flow of the conversations. Well, maybe, but still. Oh, here we go. The announcement of the final trial.
This is a school announcement. You've all probably figured this out by now. At this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode. So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school. Look wherever you want. Solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit. Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
Okay. How very magnanimous of him to unlock all the rooms.
That's fine.
Time for talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation. But I was planning on working alone from the beginning. Anyway,
In the name of my
at
family.
this point, I can only rely on myself, on the Tsugami blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibilities. Well then, after making his final statement, Byakuya left the dialogue. Master, he didn't take me with him.
Hey!
Do you blame him? Wow, Master, the rest of you like coffee with cream. Coffee with cream without cream or coffee. You're totally useless. So bye. With that, Tokyo trudged out of the dining room. Now she's gone. You're going off by yourself, right, Kyoko?
Indeed.
That's right. Which just leaves Miko, Hina, and me.
You know?
In that case, I'm going to go by myself too.
Just a second!
Wait, how come?
How about that?
Just wait and see. I'm going to use my totally awesome spirit power to figure out the mastermind's identity. Laughing loudly, Vera left the dining hall.
Aww.
Everyone's really going to go off by themselves? What about you, Hina? I guess I'll do the same
But...
thing. I mean, it's not that I don't trust everyone, you know?
'Cause, I mean...
But up until now, I haven't really been all that useful. I just depend on Sakura and everyone else. You're not useless. If you hadn't been here, I would have died.
Huh?
Ricardo. That's really nice to be you
But...
say. But still, I know I've been mostly totally useless.
Okay.
So I figured at least here, at the end, maybe I could even find something that could help us get out of here. So I'm going to go off and do it on my own. Okay, see you later. He was surprisingly high spirits as she dashed out of the dining hall. And once again, it's just two of us. It's just the two of us.
Indeed.
Just the two of us. Okay. So you're gonna go off on your own, right, Kyoko?
However,
Well, don't misunderstand. Just because we're going to do our researches separately doesn't mean we can't still work together.
so...
That goes for all of us. I think I see what you mean. Doing our own investigation doesn't mean we can't work together, and then I should just see it as us splitting up to cover more ground, and then we can get back together and share what we found. Yeah, that's right.
So then...
Well, I better get going. I have an endless list of things that I need to
Correct.
Look, Makuma said all the doors in the school had been unlocked, right? So we should be able to investigate every nook and cranny in the school. We can visit all the places we couldn't go before, right?
Makoto.
So no matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth by any means necessary. In fact, Kyoko was gone, leaving only me. I don't have time to waste either. I have to begin my search. I still can't believe the mastermind might be one of us. So that's what I have to prove. I'll prove the mastermind isn't one of us. I'll expose the mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery of the school. And then we can all escape together. Investigate. I guess I'll start by taking another look at Muko's Makuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They are, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed with a knife through the body. So, the weapon wasn't the knife. The explosion isn't what killed her. It was to hide the body. And they'd also been struck in the head with as thick as a metal pipe. So but that was also the frame Kyoko, so, or me, so, yeah. So the only thing, other wounds, but these are at least several days old. Once we found out who killed Muko Kusaba, then we'll know who the mastermind is. So, other wounds. So where should I start my investigation to figure out who the killer was? I guess I should start with the rooms that were locked up until now. The headmaster's room, the bio lab, and the door in the data center with the Makuma face on it. Oh, and the second floor of the dorms where the gate was down before. Should that be open now, right? After that, I have to double check the areas that are connected to the murder. Which means the garden and the dojo. Okay, time to get started. Okay. Places to check. Places to check. Oh, this is interesting. So, wounds. They said it's several days old. So does that mean this person's been dead long before we arrived? And just been killed as somebody else? That's the only possibility I can think of. Okay, we're going to check out the murder scenes first. And then I'm going to stop it right here, actually, because I need to search, there's the garden, and the dojo. Probably, I want to check the dojo first, because I don't think there's anything interesting in there, really. If I remembered. Oh, Toko, so this is where you are.
What do you want?
What do you want? Am I so disgusting? You want me out of your sight? No, that's not it at all. I just thought maybe you found a clue. No, I haven't. I didn't find anything, not a single clue. Since this place is ready to replace, you will have had something, right? But there wasn't anything out of the ordinary here. Give me back my precious time. Calm down, Toko.
What's your problem?
Calm down. You have any idea what I'm going through right now? When everyone finds out, they're going to call me useless, good for nothing. Nobody's going to say that. Master will. I'm not sure I can disagree. I don't want that. I'm sick of always being looked down on. Why wouldn't anyone accept me? Well, I don't think there are killers here, so maybe I'll just get going. So nothing? There's a bunch of redundant. Okay, nothing here then. So now the garden. We'll look into that and then I'll stop because I'll continue this later. I'm going to make part 28 today after I'm done with something because I have something to do after like this. And then I'll be like, and then I'll come back and finish this up. Okay. Huh? It's gone. Look where's by. It's not here. Maybe the body's inside the tool set. I better check just to be sure. I didn't find anything even close to a dead body. But if it's not in here either, then it must be... But if it's not in here either, then it must be... Where? I have no idea. Okay. But corpses aren't the only thing I need to check in here. There's one other thing. That tarp. The tarp played a key role into another case, so... I better look into it. Okay. The killer used the tarp to keep the sprinklers from getting the body wet. Which means the killer might have left some clue behind here. Huh? I didn't notice this before, but there's a small stamp on the corner of the tarp. It says Biolab. Did this originally came from the Biolab? Biolab. Huh. Okay, let me see my truth bullets, actually. So, we checked the garden and the dojo. Now all that's left is second floor of the dorms, the data center with the Monokuma door, the 5th floor biolab, and 4th floor headmaster's room. Several rooms have been locked into so the headmaster's room, the 4th floor, and okay. Okay. Well, I guess we'll have to find this body later. Okay. That's all I really need to check in here. But where could her body have gone? I better start looking for it. Okay. And we'll start looking for it in the next part, which should be the final part, maybe. I should have enough time to finish it like today, but for now, this is where I'm going to leave off part 27. I'm going to be coming back to it though today and make part 28 because I really have to stop because I have something to go to in just an hour or so left. I mean, I wish I could skip it, but it's not that simple. So we'll stop right here. Besides, we're at a good place to stop. Okay. But there's also another thing, guys. I think I might make another video on Danganronpa 2 soon. Today also. So I'm going to try to finish this game, and then once I do that, I'm going to probably have my sister come over, Navi-chan, and she's going to be helping me do Danganronpa 2. And then, well, we'll see where it goes from there. I'll see you all next time. This is Chaz Vader. Peace out.